Okay. What's up, y'all? Will here with Schedulefly. And this is the Restaurant Owners Uncorked podcast brought to you by us here at Schedulefly. Super simple, web-based restaurant employee scheduling and communication software backed by legendary customer service and all at a very affordable price. We have a 30-day free trial. We're a bootstrap business. We've been doing this for 19 years now. You probably haven't heard of us. We've grown through word of mouth to over 5,000 customers, and we have those customers because we have really simple software and we take great care of them. My personal cell phone is on our website, schedulefly.com, on 3 pages. I use a flip phone, but if you call me or text me, you can get in touch with me anytime. Happy to talk to you about Schedulefly. As I said, we have a 30-day free trial, and we would love an opportunity, particularly if you're on paper or Excel. It is a very easy transition and will make life easier, save on labor costs, save your manager tons of time and energy on dealing with schedules and schedule changes, and give your staff their schedule in the palm of their hand, on their phone, on an app, so they know where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there all the time. Schedulefly.com. All right. Now, let's get into Restaurant Owners Uncorked. This is now the 16-year anniversary. This month, we posted our first episode March of 2010, and we're nearing 700 episodes now, and they are always so much fun. And I have a chance today to talk to Koji, who started his business, 18 years ago, on the streets of San Francisco, and has built a really incredible business. We've never spoken before. I'm very excited to have this conversation. Koji, will you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Koji. I'm a founder of Onigilly Japanese Kitchen. So onigiri is very popular in Japan. It's a triangle shaped rice ball. We call it rice ball, but the actual product is like sandwiches. So we use 2 rice patties, triangle, and our fillings is like chicken teriyaki, spicy shrimp, garlic bacon, spam. Probably you are very familiar with spam musubi. But yeah, that kind of shape is easy, handy, and affordable. So it's very popular in Japan and Hawaii for sure. There is a lot of Japanese immigrants. So we are trying to make onigiri, the Japanese soul food, as a mainstream of fast food in the US.
Mm.
Yeah. And yeah, that's our concept.
And you started
Mhm.
with like a street cart in San Francisco in 2008, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. So when I moved to the US, it was 2006. So I was a subsidiary manager of tech firm based in Tokyo. And I went to the office pretty much every day. It was near Caltrain Station, San Francisco. And actually, I couldn't had an option to, get a quick, healthy, easy lunch. So my option was Mexican or Thai, burgers, pizzas. So at the beginning, I really enjoyed eating um, those, great fast food. But, after a while, I craved for onigiri because onigiri was the food I ate every day when I was in Japan. So I was wondering why there's no onigiri shop around because I saw some sushi places. Sushi was popular. Then even now, sushi is one of the most popular Japanese food in the US, but I couldn't find onigiri. So that was the story behind.
Well, what happened? What made you decide, okay, I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to take a street cart out here and start trying to sell
Mhm.
this?
Yeah, so my approach was very unique because I'm from tech. Um, and I worked for startups. So my job was to get a fund from investors and create a presentation. So my mind was to how can we scale business? So I'm not chef. I didn't have experiences. So um, I wanted to expand. I wanted to spread onigiri in the US because I was really, you know, it was challenging to get a quick lunch, healthier, quick lunch.
Yeah.
I love fast food culture. That's amazing. But I wanted to get onigiri. And I thought, oh, maybe people will appreciate if I spread onigiri culture. So my approach was, how can can I create a system, like Subway, McDonald's, they are selling sandwiches, burgers, but they have everywhere, right? Even internationally. I can make onigiri by myself and, you know, serve to my friend, but how can I serve onigiri everybody in the US? That was my, thinking. And I used to go to Subway pretty much every day. And Subway was inside San Francisco Caltrain station. And that was the only option for me. Subway, fresh sandwiches, $5, and nothing, heavy. It was, that was the only option. So I went to Subway every day, and that inspired me. Oh, maybe I can create a system like Subway, but it's a Japanese onigiri concept. And but the reality was, I was an immigrant first year, second year, so I didn't have credit. Um, so I kept my day job. I mean, yeah, technically that was my company too. So, but I still, you know, do consulting job. And then I started Onigiri with my friend, and we got a tent and start selling at the farmers market and events. And then we realized that there's a huge opportunity at the same time. Serving onigiri is a little different from serving sushi, but people expect sushi. It's similar from American people. It's very similar, but for Japanese, it's different. First, sushi is more like a sit down, fancy, raw fish. You need a chopsticks and soy sauce and wasabi. It's fun. I like sushi, but Japanese do not eat sushi every day. We eat onigiri every day. Like American eat sandwiches, bagels every day, but American do not eat, steak every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, um, but it was very challenging because people expect raw fish when you see, onigiri, it's a rice and seaweed and something inside. So people expect, oh, this is a sushi. Oh, my sushi doesn't taste good. Oh, it's cooked. And I want to eat a raw tuna, high quality salmon sashimi, but we couldn't provide, right? It's different. But that was the very, beginning. It was very challenging to explain people what is onigiri and but once, people get it, like, oh, this is different from sushi or whatever reason, oh, it's similar to sushi, but the function of onigiri is like similar to apple, banana, energy bar. It's handy, nutritious, affordable. Um, so once people, get it after a while, oh, this is good. And then they became royals. So after we opened the first um, restaurant location in San Francisco Financial District, so we intentionally opened one brick and mortar in business area because we thought people, um, especially in the office area, people need a quick lunch, healthier and affordable because they don't have time to, sit down and eat, then go back to the office. Or if you are really busy, you need to grab something and eat while you are, using mouse and keyboards. So onigiri is perfect. So after a while, we got really popular in the financial district. So at the time, my goal was to educate people. This is onigiri. This is convenient. And this is how Japanese people eat onigiri. It could be breakfast or lunch and dinner or snack. So yeah.
So okay, so you got a brick and mortar going
Hmm.
in the business district in San Francisco.
Yep.
What year was it? Was
Mm.
this 2008?
2012.
2012.
Before
Okay.
that, yeah, we had
Okay.
a cart, small cart and tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was when you okay, got it. So
Mhm.
how did you so when you so your first location,
Mhm.
brick and mortar, so
Mhm.
that means you go get a lease, you
Mhm.
now hiring employees, I'm assuming. Talk about that process. Did you know at the time much about trying to find the right location and where that would be and how to negotiate a really good lease? Did you have somebody helping you with that?
Yeah, we hired broker and he helped me to negotiate and sign the lease. But actually, yeah, that was really easy process because we purchased a restaurant. It was Indonesian restaurant before, so already, they already had a good setup, kitchen and furniture. So we purchased it and then converted to our concept. So we didn't have to go through all the building permit or,
Okay.
we only applied it for the change of ownership. So it was really simple and easy.
And you also knew what kind of traffic that location had from
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I was very familiar with it. Yeah.
Did you fund this? Did you bring in did you get a SBA loan or did you raise money from friends and family or was this all you and your partner funding it?
So I didn't get a, fund from my friends or families. I knew, bringing new investors from outside um, it was easy for me, because I had experiences, but I didn't want to, because, if you take money from somebody, you have to compromise something. So I I went to an NPO. So when we started, we couldn't find locations and resources because I was immigrant and I'm from Japan. I couldn't get enough resources. And then NPO called La Cocina. They are based in San Francisco Mission District, and they help immigrants start up. the food startup especially. And then they helped me to get fund from NPO lender. So if you go to bank, you need to have 3 years profitable, business proof, but we didn't have it. So I went to NPO lender, and they are lending you money, not credit, but
Mm,
your vision, your passion, why you are doing it, why you want to achieve something. And then had I have passion, of course. So I explained it and I brought the samples, and they got it, and we got a fund from NPO lender. And then after 3 years, the original fund was for food cart, and we paid monthly without, you know, problem. And then after 3 years, I got a credit.
mm,
And then I got another loan from different NPO. But eventually, after 5 years, we got a loan from SBA. It's a traditional bank. But the early stages, we got money from NPO.
okay. Got it. Yeah. It's not easy to get money to start a restaurant. You have to
Yeah.
be, I mean, you've got to have passion and you have to have a good plan and you just have to have a lot of resilience and determination and
Mhm.
have a lot of conversations sometimes. So, okay. So you open in 2012 there.
Mhm.
And so here we are 14 years later.
Mhm.
You have, was it 8, 10 locations?
We have 7
7.
locations, and we have 4 franchisee already signed up, and we have a lease, and so we are preparing for opening.
Okay. So of the 7 locations, are those, do you own all those or are some of those
Six corporate and 1 franchise,
one
and
from?
4 or 5 more coming soon this
Okay.
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how, so you got to 6 locations corporate
Mhm.
over the years. When did you decide to start franchising and why?
That was last year when we started franchising, got a FDD. So original plan was it was 2019. We got a fund from investor. Um, Before that, my approach was a little unique. So because we wanted to become like Subway, but the Japanese. So I tested out. So we have 1 location is a virtual manufacturing facility, and it was a commissary kitchen, a little larger than usual, and then 3 small location like Subway, 500 square feet, 200 square feet. And then we produced most of our fillings, like chicken, beef, and bacon. So everything was cooked in 1 location and then delivered to the small location, so that each small location doesn't require food or kitchen, or we only cook rice on site, but everything else is coming from central location. And then we tested out, and it worked pretty well. So we used co-packers in Japan, LA, different state, and they cook our chicken and beef, and then we use distributor to deliver those items to our store. So technically, we were ready for nationwide expansion in 2019, and we got a fund for expansion. And we planned to open 10, 20 company locations in all California. And then after that, we, planned to secure more Series B, C, and then expand. However, COVID happened and we had to shut down most of our location because we focused it on business area. So, and we had a catering and lunch, volume. It was all gone at the, few days. So we needed to, think about how can we expand it because now we have nothing. Um, and our approach was to go outside of office area. So we opened it, shopping centers, more suburb area. And then um, we, opened a few shopping centers and doing pretty well. And then now we got a corporate cars again. So after 5 years since pandemic, we were ready again. But this time, we didn't want to take investment from outside. We were not sure if that was the right decision. So instead, we decided to go with franchising because franchising, we are ready actually because distribution, and we systemize our operation pretty well. And our requirement is very minimum, like pretzel or, jamba juice. We don't need a food. We don't need a cook, chef, or even Japanese. You don't need a knife skills. It's very simple. So I think this could go pretty well with franchising. That was our thought.
Okay. Phew, what an interesting pivot you had to make. You were in all these business districts which had no people coming to offices anymore. So, okay, so your growth then is in the suburbs and shopping centers. You've got a small footprint. You have an efficient operation. Probably not like how many employees would you have at a location?
Per location, we usually have 10 to 15.
Yeah, not a lot of
Mhm.
employees. And it's is it a sort of a lunch and dinner place?
And yeah, it's unique because it's a shopping center. So our concept fits lunch and dinner and snack and catering. So even, after noon, we get some volume. Lunchtime, of course, lunch and dinner are strong, but afternoon and morning, we actually get a lot of orders from offices around shopping centers. And the lunchtime, we get a lot of customers, more employees. So you know,
Mm,
that was, I didn't expect that much. But yeah, more employees. They are actually s- office people, right? The more office and securities and employees, retail, they need a lunch, quick lunch, healthier. And so some of them come to grab our onigiri every day because it's so convenient and affordable.
yeah, I was gonna say it must be pretty affordable. I mean, what's the average ticket?
Ticket size is a little higher, 14, 15, but actually it's, if you choose two onigiris, which is enough for lunch, two onigiris and miso soup, it's around $10, 10, 11. But if you want to make it, you know, full meal, probably you need 3 onigiris plus fried chicken, Japanese chicken karaage. But yeah, you can, you know, if you are really hungry, you probably spend 15 to get very heavy meal. But if you want to get a quick lunch, light one, $10 could be enough.
Perfect. Yeah, great and healthy and affordable, and especially, the snack part is a,
Mhm.
interesting piece because, you come in there and grab one of those and just, to hold
Yeah.
you for between meals and, okay. So, yeah, look, I went to your website. I I've never heard of or seen Onigiri. It looks fantastic. Um, so I'm excited to follow your growth. I'm curious with, franchising, you had to do an FDD.
Mhm.
That's a that's a arduous process. Congratulations on
Mm.
getting that all figured out.
Thank you.
Um, Tell me about the type of people you're looking for as franchisees. Is it people with experience, or is it multi-concept, multi-unit operators, or what's the ideal candidate?
Yeah, so we are looking for somebody with passion. So there was a big surprise. We, started selling franchise last September. We already have 5 signed already, and we are talking to more people. But we are very careful about, selecting franchisee because it's early stages. And our concept is onigiri is new niche. And even our concept is really good. Um, it's up to the operator. It could be good or it could be bad. And also we are carefully selecting location. So we even the location for franchisee, we take a lead of selecting location. So we have a connection with malls and brokers. So we lead the selecting locations and make sure this is the right location. And sometimes there is a conflict between franchisee and us. Franchisee thinks this location is good, but we don't think this gonna work. And then, but we don't want to compromise at least first few locations. We want to make sure franchisees are happy and at the same time they represent our concept. Especially this is early stages. And so um, we are looking for franchisees are flexible at some point and passionate, spreading onigiri together, not making money. Of course, you can make money from business. I'm confident, but this is just a part of it. If you take care our concept, our product, and our recipe carefully, you know, customer service. And when you cook rice, you have to be very careful cooking rice and follow the recipe. So we are looking for somebody, like the detail oriented and passionate people. So actually our current franchisees are former customers or, they love Japanese food and found onigiri, or they went to Japan. They love onigiri culture. They enjoyed, and then came back to the US and found our concept. So they love onigiri. They love what we are doing. They are very passionate in, about expanding onigiri together. So That's how we select people.
Um, do your are franchisees are they typically signing up for multiple locations, or do you have some that are just doing one?
We are asking one for now. But yeah, some franchisee are interested in signing multiple locations. But we don't want to rush. So we are working with them one by one. Of course, selecting good location takes time sometimes. We could choose location easily if we don't, you know, think too much. You can grab um, good locations, but we are selecting best location for now. Maybe after 5, 10 years, onigiri become more mainstream, and then you can select more locations. But for now, we select very carefully. So um, our franchisees are interested in second location and third locations. They are willing to sign, but we are just, making sure their first location is very successful. At the same time, after the first location, we understand the franchisee well during, during the process of how they, act as a business owner. After the first location, we know how, they are doing, how they approach customers, how they treat our product brands. And then after we feel comfortable each other, so the franchisee needs to understand us as a, franchisor, and then they will see the performance. And then I think we can move forward to the second location and the third location. It could be very fast after that.
You've talked a lot about making sure you're really nailing the location. What are the tools? I know you said you have, you work with brokers, but do you have other tools that you use, and how do you figure out what the ideal location is? I mean, tell me about the ideal location.
So right now we use Placer AI just for, get a traffic data. But the actual location I visit, I personally visit any location if there's a, potential space. So first I go to, usually we target shopping centers. That's our favorite. And we have a connection with a leasing agent in the shopping center side. So we regularly check in if there's an opportunity. Um, and then I go there and work with the leasing agent and then um, see the potential. And once we get a target locations, I stay there for a few days, check the different time and night and lunchtime and weekends and see how, So right now, that's all you know, I want to be there to see the space and check the, traffic. We could do, AI tool or place AI that's good enough information. But I personally like to, be there just for first 10, 20 locations. I want to make sure my instinct, my sense of, selecting location matches the numbers because before I only use the data, but sometimes that's wrong. You know, the data
Man,
is data. Yeah.
Oh, Koji, I think you just nailed something so important. And this is an interesting macro topic, which is the confluence of AI and its adoption
Hmm.
with human instinct. And
Hmm.
I think it's really wise. Tools like Placer AI are great, but to go spend time at the site
Hmm.
and verify and pick up things that AI can't.
Right.
And you have the instinct, and you're going to know best, no matter what a technology might say. You're going to find reasons that either confirm this is it or this is not. I don't
Hmm.
care what the data says. So I think that's really smart. So many, so many franchise CEOs that have come on here that are building successful businesses. That's what they do. I mean, I know
Hmm.
George McLaughlin from Vicious Biscuit, and they're out of Charleston, South Carolina, but they've got locations in multiple states now. And he goes and goes to the site, and he's been doing this
Hmm.
for decades. And this is
Hmm.
like he just wants to be there and see and look and feel. So, man, I commend you for doing that. It's a lot of time and it's a lot of energy, but it's a great
Hmm.
investment that time to increase the likelihood that you get it right. And
Hmm.
as you grow, you want to get as many of these as possible, the right location, so that the franchisee is successful, so that then they can, so they want to and can
Hmm.
grow with you. Um, do you have plans to grow, you know, I don't know, maybe like concentric circles away? Like, are you growing in and around California now? And
Hmm.
are you taking calls from franchisees in other states, or how is that playing out?
Yeah, we have a potential franchisee, New York and DC and Boston, Seattle. So we are planning to be there. So we are developing more our side training and the manuals. So we have basic systems and supply chains. But before moving to outside of California, we want to make sure if, you know, we don't have that much, locations yet, but we are testing a lot of tools right now, and we are building great HQ people. So we rented a larger office, and we are building test kitchen inside of our office, a training station. So we are preparing for more wider, areas, and we are expecting by the end of this year. So next year we probably can go outside of California for sure.
Okay, so you can go to these large markets, and you feel like without having any brand presence or nearby brand presence, uh, or market awareness about Onigiri, you think that your system and your process is tight, and you're going to have the opportunities for the right franchisee in these markets like New York, Seattle, DC
Hmm.
to, you know, hang their shingle up and be successful.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Do you uh follow you've mentioned Subway.
Hmm.
Uh and I'm wondering what other brands you pay attention to and that you've learned from, and maybe whose processes you try to emulate as you grow.
I like Panda Express personally because there are not many Asian concepts, right, in such a large scale, and Panda did great job there everywhere. Even highway, I only see when I go to LA from San Francisco, you only had a have an option burgers or Denny's, but when you find Panda, I'm really happy because I can eat Asian food during my, long trip. So I think we want to become like Panda, but the Japanese. There are Japanese concept, but most of them are teriyaki type of, grilled chicken. But we are more like a hybrid combination of McDonald's and Panda. Like it, the shape is like burgers. So what we are serving is handy burger type of food, but our concept is Japanese, it's Asian. So it's, we are, yeah, aiming for a little unique position, but the Panda for sure is the best, role model, how they expand Chinese food as a fast food.
Right. Absolutely. So
Mhm.
do you have drive through?
No, we don't.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but it's like a quick process. Go in.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like if you're traveling or whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and you mentioned, but you mentioned going on the road and you find pandas. You're starting to see concepts go into higher end convenience stores and gas stations. Uh,
Mhm.
it used to be maybe you might find a Taco Bell, but now you're finding, like Potbelly Subs was acquired by a gas station concept. Is that something that you would envision, or is it mainly your customer is just going to be your uh, shopping center regular visit neighborhood type customer?
I think, yeah, it's for now that easiest for us to, present our concept. But near future, I think gas station is quick and cheap and fast, healthier, handy. Something could work pretty well at the gas station or driver. Actually, in Japan, taxi drivers and bus drivers, they love onigiri.
Mm.
Actually, onigiri is the only option for them because they are busy, they need to drive, but they can eat. Even, when you drive, you can still eat onigiri, right?
Yeah, I
So,
mean that's not what I think of with Japanese food. So this is
mhm.
like a handheld
Yeah,
thing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's very very convenient, very healthy. I'm
Mhm.
surprised that just that the product itself is not does not have more awareness here. I think you have a wonderful opportunity to grow this and build this into something really special because I mean as a consumer, it just sounds simple, it sounds healthy, it sounds affordable, like boom,
Mhm.
boom, boom. That checks a lot of boxes really quick.
Mhm.
And as consumers are more and more aware these days of what they're eating, what they're putting in their bodies, they're
Mhm.
more discerning. Um, there will always be McDonald's and fast food, things like that. But there are a lot of people that do want something a little bit healthier that's also quick. And you have
Mhm.
the formula for that.
Mhm.
So I'm I look forward to you opening one in Charlotte, man. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know when you're going to find a franchisee
Oh,
here, but
great. Yeah.
Charlotte's a growing city.
Mhm.
You're going into some densely populated areas. You mentioned some of
Mhm.
these big cities, but I'm sure the Southeast is growing quickly. The population growth
Mhm.
here is phenomenal. A lot of people are moving from the Northeast and other areas just for tax purposes and so forth. And
Mhm. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Great.
so
Yeah.
you need to start looking at Charlotte and
Mhm. Yeah.
Atlanta and
Mhm.
places in the Southeast where there's a lot of growth, but there's also a lot of people that are looking for good healthy
Mhm.
options.
Yeah, yeah, great. Yeah.
Well, what let me ask you this. I mean, you got into this having not had a background in
Mhm.
this. What's been the most rewarding aspect of running this business for you?
Um, I think, even now when I see our customers eating onigiri, I feel very, you know, emotional. I mean, because, oh, I started onigiri and then, hey, people, American, people eating onigiri. That's surprising because before that, nobody, right? Only
Yeah.
people visited Japan or Japanese Americans there. Of course, they go to Mitsuwa, which is a Japanese grocery store, and grab onigiri. But without us, you know, normal people uh, do not have access to onigiri. But with our onigiri concept, now we have a couple of locations. So I'm really enjoying people are eating onigiri and they are satisfied. We have a lot of royals and we intentionally we use brown rice. It's a half milled brown rice instead of white rice because we want to make people healthier, nutritious. You get you eat every day, build your body, right? So we want to do that. So I'm really happy and I'm really, got emotional of how appreciate people accept my, I mean, Japanese, as a Japanese American, I'm really happy to see people eating our culture, our soul food. So that's my motivation.
Oh, Koji, that is so awesome and inspiring. You came to this country,
Mhm,
you brought part of your country here with
mhm.
passion and hustle and grit and determination and persistence and pivoted through, you know, a terrible event that brought a lot of hospitality businesses to their knees, to the point of closing for good. You have an amazing story, man. And the love and care and intention that you have for what you do is very palpable. And I'm sure that your franchisees are inspired by that. Your team is, your customers that know this story. And I'm so excited. I feel so fortunate to have had you on here to share this because it's just so clear to me that y'all are going to continue to grow and be successful. And I'll get to say one day, I know the dude who brought this whole thing here to our country. So I love that. Let me ask you this. The flip side of that coin is it's a tough business. It's a challenging business. There is a different challenge, a new challenge almost daily. So what has been the part about this that maybe you didn't expect that you've had to adapt to being in the, in the restaurant business?
Um, I think, you know, I'm from tech industry, so it's a little different from, working with restaurant professionals. So, um, for example, chef, we used to have a chef, but the chef's goal is to satisfy customers in a different way. So every day, you have a daily specials or, a lot of menu creations. Um, eh, but my approach was how to become McDonald's, Subway from the day one. So there's a big gap if you are restaurant operator, if you are chef, if you know restaurant. My approach is totally different, right? So I spend a lot of time that restaurant professional thinks it's a waste of time.
Mm.
You only have one location, but why you care and why you have, you know, such a small location, right? Why you spend supply chain right now, you only have 3 locations. So that's something, my vision from the beginning to become nationwide, but that's difficult to convince people at the stage of 2 locations or 3 locations. So when we, you know, approached co-packers when we have 2 locations, and then I made a presentation deck. We're gonna become nationwide. So can you bake our chicken for us? Can you make our teriyaki sauce? I will give you my recipe and please make it. But they said, no, of course, you only have 2. Um, and when we, want to build the machines, automation is the key of our success. So I approach the manufacturer when we have 4 locations, and they said, "No, for sure. We have to invest you. You only have 4 locations, so please come back when you have 100 locations." That type of, so you have to show everybody that, you know, if you create a great presentation deck, if it's IT, it's easier because people, especially investors, can capture how you become because it's tech and it's faster. But the restaurant is more physical, more, realities. You have to hire people. You cannot give AI to scale, right? So that's why it took 18 years, 17 years before we started franchising. I needed to have supply chains and co-packers and automation system. But when you have 2 or 3, you couldn't. And finally, we got everything ready. And then pandemic happened. And we had a huge amount of inventory when we, outsourced the, chicken and a lot of fillings. It was sitting in the warehouse, you know. And then, so I think restaurant industry, and there are not many people targeting nationwide from day one. But my approach was different because I had unique experiences working as a tech startup experience. But the restaurant, I didn't, know restaurant is more physical. I knew it, but I didn't expect it took 18 years. Like
Yeah.
I thought 5 years, probably I can go
Yeah.
scale and much faster, but yeah, that time and, that was that some challenges.
Yet you've leaned into those challenges and persisted. So you have a story of both passion and
Hmm.
discipline and determination and grit and resilience. And that is probably, it's one of the things I love about this country. I think it's why a lot of people immigrate to this country is that if you are willing to have all of that, you can take something that's in your head and turn it into a real
Hmm.
business and take a dream and
Hmm.
turn it into a nationwide
Hmm.
concept, which I'm confident you'll do. So,
Hmm.
uh, I have really enjoyed speaking with you, Koji, and hearing your story. And I appreciate your time. And I am going to be following along and watching you and your team be successful. And just a tip of the hat for all that you've done and best wishes for all that you're going to do. And like I said, I'll say it again. I get somebody down here in the Carolinas. We need you down here. I'd be eating that all the time. I love quick, fast
Mm,
food. So,
yeah, great.
is there anything you wanted to talk about that we haven't talked about?
Um, no, I think I, yeah, talked everything I,
We,
wanted to share.
yeah, we did
Yeah.
it, man.
Uh,
Uh, well, my only request
mhm.
is if you will please go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to
Mm.
podcasts and give Restaurant Owners in Court a 5-star review, because the more reviews we get, the more this content gets put in front of more people, right? You understand tech and how,
Yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah, for
and
sure.
we'll have we'll have your episode up probably, next week. And,
Mhm.
I just appreciate it very much. I'm glad we got connected, and your story is awesome and very inspiring. And, uh, you're just your energy it's just palpable, man. I love what you're doing.
Mhm.
So I appreciate this chance, and all of you listening. Thank you for listening. We also ask, if you're a listener and you haven't yet given us a 5-star review, we'd sure love one. The more of these we get, the more this content gets put in front of people, and this kind of stuff is just, whether you're in restaurants or not, this is just an inspiring story of a entrepreneurship period, and what it takes, and the highs and the lows, and the vision, and the stick to itiveness of having a very clear vision, and um, not compromising, which is what Koji's story is. So thank you, man. I appreciate you very much. And thank you all for listening. More episodes coming soon. We will see
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Will.